Hey everybody, this is like take 5 for this. This is so much harder than I thought it was going to be. Okay, so here I go. I just want to say thank you guys all for coming this evening. My name is Lisa Meyer. I'm the Wild Tree representative, obviously that's coordinating with Susie, hostess here. And I just want to say thank you to Susie for hosting and opening up her home tonight. She has just been absolutely amazing to work with. You guys all know this about her. You know her in different ways, but she's just been so super easy to work with and so returns all my phone calls and all those types of things. So thank you so much for being so easy to work with, Susie. And as a thank you tonight, she actually got her whole kit for free, which is a great perk to hosting. We'll talk about that more later. So right now, I just want to have you guys go around the room. I would love for you to say your name and how you know Susie and what your biggest mealtime struggle is. And don't mind me, I'm actually going to be writing some notes here on this sheet of paper because once I had my third child, I'll fully admit, if I don't take notes, I don't always remember everything at the end of the evening. So don't mind me if I'm writing notes. It doesn't mean you have the wrong answer. And then everybody kind of goes around the room and it says what they're going to say. And then when I get back to the host, I will say to the host, Susie, what made you decide that you wanted to host today? And then she obviously goes ahead and says why she hosted. And then I'll say, so we're going to go ahead tonight and just, who here is brand new to Wild Tree, never heard of it before? Okay, quite a few of you. Actually, a few of you have heard of it. How have you heard of it? And then they'll share. So for those of you that are brand new to Wild Tree, I just want to go through a little bit of a background. We are an all-natural food company. We're also a certified organic processor. We don't have preservatives, no dyes, no colors, no MSG, no high fructose corn syrup, no peanuts, and no hydrogenated oils in any of our products. Yeah, I get it. That's a lot of stuff. And what I just said for most people means nothing unless you've had to look at labels, and then you know exactly how hard that is to find. So for most of you, really all you want to know is you can make quick and easy healthy meals with our products, and that's exactly what we're here to do tonight. So I'm going to go through a little bit about our mission. I'm going to talk about how you guys can be involved in our mission. Then I'm going to go through what you have at your workstation, and then we're going to go ahead and get your meals made. And all in all, we should have you guys out of here, I don't know, probably around midnight or so. Side note, I always try to make jokes just to kind of get people to loosen up. The more I find that they laugh, the more by the time they sit down with me at the end of the night, it's just easy to have that conversation. So back to the demo. So thank you guys for being here again tonight. Since most of you are new to Wild Tree, I just want to make sure that you guys understand what we're all about. Our company was started by a person named Leslie Monti, and I know that name means nothing to you, but she started Wild Tree because she had 2 kids in 1996 that had severe dietary restrictions. And I know many of you probably are too young to even remember going to the grocery store in 1996, but you couldn't find things that didn't have preservatives, dyes, colors, those types of things, right? So she found herself making everything from scratch. And pretty soon her friends and family and neighbors and coworkers and everybody were like, Leslie, this stuff tastes great. Can you make this for me too? And before we knew it, she was making it for everybody in her, her friend circle. And then eventually she started doing craft sales, and now it's grown into what we have today. And even though for me, myself, we have a 15-year-old, a 12-year-old, and an 8-year-old at home, and I also have a husband. None of us have severe dietary restrictions or any sort of dietary restrictions, but for us, this business has just been a huge blessing to our family. So even though we don't have dietary restrictions, I'm super thankful that her family did, because it's provided us this opportunity, and I'm going to go through a little bit more about that in a bit. And so really, our mission with Wild Tree is to help make a difference in our world one meal at a time. If you guys can think back even 15 years ago, people just aren't around the dinner table as much as they used to be. Would you guys agree with that? And so we're really trying to help people get back to the dinner table and eat healthy. And it's such a huge, huge thing. And there's really 3 ways that you guys can be a part of our mission. You can be a customer like you're doing tonight. You can be a host like Susie's doing tonight, or you can be a representative like I'm doing tonight. And I'm going to go through about each of those just real quick. As a customer, I always like to talk about 3 different ways that you can be involved as a customer. You can use Wild Tree products I like to say cooking from fast, cooking from fresh, or cooking from frozen. And I'm going to hand out this sheet here, and you guys can take a look at this sheet, and I'm just going to refer to it a little bit as we talk about the fast, fresh, and frozen. So at the top of the sheet, that's really how we talk about fast. I know as we went around the room, it sounds like a lot of you guys are in a situation where you need to make fast meals, right? And we are too. I consider myself to be in that taxi cab stage of life where we're running all the time, and a lot of times we need fast meals. So who here is already doing tacos on some frequency? Awesome. Yes, us too. How about Alfredo, spaghetti sauce, those types of things? Absolutely. We all are, right? So as you can see at the top of the sheet, we have all those things too. We can make all those things easier for you. We can have them right in your pantry, ready to go. The other thing I always like to point out here is the section that says 15-minute dinners. These are our equivalent of like Hamburger Helper, but only that they're going to be healthier. They come with just the spice packets. You're going to provide your own meat, noodles, and rice, or whatever it might be. But they are awesome. There's multiple packets per box, so definitely super fast and super easy. Now, sometimes there's evenings when you come home and you're like, oh my gosh, I've got time tonight. I can cook from fresh. I've got some fresh meat. I've got some fresh vegetables here, and I can cook everything from scratch. And we have things on the bottom of this page that help to make that taste even greater. So lots of different things that you can use. Probably the easiest thing is this Festive Wild Tree 8-pack. It comes with 8 of our most popular spice blends and a couple of our most popular oils. This is a really good place to start, just to help making your dinners taste even better than what they do currently. And then the last thing I always like to talk about is cooking from frozen, which is exactly what we're here to do tonight. Obviously, with this workshop kit, we're going to go ahead and make 10 meals. Each of those meals serves 4 to 6. You're going to go home, you're going to put those in your freezer, and there is no better feeling than knowing that you have meals ready to go to pull out on those crazy busy days. There is a yellow sheet in the middle of your table that shows all the other options that I'm currently offering right now. So you guys, if you really like this concept, or if you thought, oh my gosh, Susie, my friend Susie should really do this, take a look at these options. Not only can you host something like this, but you can also purchase these kits individually and they will ship right to you. So super easy to continue making freezer meals for your family. So that's really how you can be involved as a customer. The next thing that I want to talk about is how you can be involved as a host. Like I said earlier, Susie actually got her bundle for free tonight because all of you guys came and supported her, right? And that's a great perk to hosting. So not only can you host a workshop like this, where we help your friends and family make meals for their freezer. And by the way, you're going to be the lifesaver for them, just like Susie was for you guys tonight, right? Not only can you do that, but there's another type of party that we offer called our Meal Solutions Party, where it's more like your traditional party, where we're going to taste a variety of things, like what we have set up out here at the tasting bar. We're going to have our oils and sauces. We're going to make a couple dips and a dessert, but we'll also make a main meal, like a chicken Alfredo pizza, or spaghetti and meatballs, or something like that too. So you can host either one. Tons of fun, and I'm super fun to work with too, right? So why wouldn't you want to host? And then the last thing I always like to talk about is being involved as a representative like myself. And I know that when you guys come here, that's not always what you're coming to look into, but I always like to cover it because I never know what your situations are before you walk in the door. When I got started with Wild Tree, I was absolutely not looking to do anything like this. It was not on my radar screen at all. I had been home, a stay-at-home mom with my kids for about 7 years at that point. I had quit my corporate job 7 years prior. Even though I loved my job, I used to travel 3 weeks out of every month. So you can imagine, for those of you that have kids, that when we decided to have a family, we didn't want to have that lifestyle. We didn't want somebody else raising our children. So we made the decision for me to stay home. And guess what went away? When we quit my job, that lovely paycheck just stopped coming, right? And before we knew it, not only had we burned through our savings and we were no longer making ends meet month to month, but we were going backwards. And I don't know if anybody's ever been in that situation, but it was not fun. And I look back on that time, and we fought all the time about money. We were not a happy family. We could never even go out to eat. We never went to the movies. We never did date nights. We never did any of that kind of stuff. And it brought back feelings from when I was younger, in middle school, when my parents filed for bankruptcy. And it was horrible. We had no money for anything. And as a 14-year-old, I had to go get a job just to pay for my own deodorant, toothpaste, and underwear. I mean, truly, it was horrible. And now I have a 15-year-old daughter, and I look at her, and you know, clearly, guys, she has no idea how good she has it. But it brings back those memories a lot. And as we were going through this bankruptcy, I remember vowing to myself that I never, ever, ever, ever in life wanted to have those feelings again. And fast forward several years, here we were, and all of those feelings were coming back, and it was horrible. And I didn't know how to fix it. And so we got a couple part-time jobs, thinking that would be the answer. And that's when I got a call from my friend Jill about joining Wild Tree. And just based on what I told you guys right now, would you guys agree that I should have been looking for something? I should have been looking to make a change in our life. And when she called me the first day, I told her no, absolutely not, definitely not interested. And I don't think I was that nice about it. And then she actually called me the next day. She's a really good friend from college, and she had the guts to call me again. And I was just as mean to her the second day and said, no, I'm just not interested. Well, after subsequent days and conversations, she finally said to me, you know what, Lisa, not only, I just don't think you're seeing this. I just don't think you're getting how this could impact your family. And she said, and not only that, but you have shared with me before that as a stay-at-home mom, I know you love being home with your kids, but you've told me that you don't feel completely fulfilled being home, and that there's a part of you that still has that career side of you, and it hasn't gone away. And when she said that to me, I was like, man, she's right. And she said, you know what, maybe this is the thing that you can do and call your own. And so when she said that, it kind of clicked with me, and I realized she's right. So I went ahead and gave it a try. But Jill, we did decide if we were going to do this, then we were going to do this. And I can honestly say it's been one of the best decisions in my entire life. Fast forward, I've been with Wild Tree 6.5 years. I've loved every minute of it. It's fun. The friends that I've made are tremendous, but above and beyond that, I think the biggest blessing that's come from this is that me and my family, we're happy again. We don't have the pressures of financial burden anymore. Not only have we paid off our debt, but we have savings, we have college funds, we have retirement funds, and I mean, that was just a short 7 years ago that we were going backwards every single month. Not only that, but we have gone on 6 all-expense paid trips through Wild Tree, which is amazing. I mean, we couldn't even think about going on a trip before. So that's just some of the huge blessings that we've received as a family, and I always like to go through that, because if I could share that with somebody else, then why wouldn't I want to, right? If I can make an impact in one of your lives that way, I want to try. So as I said earlier, our mission with Wild Tree is really to make a difference in our world one meal at a time. And as you guys can imagine, that is not a job for just one person or 10 people. That is a job for many hands. And I'm actively looking for people to join my team today to help in that mission. So we'll talk about that more at the end of the evening. But I wanted to just kind of plant that seed in your mind. So I'm going to transition now and just kind of go through what you have at your workstations. And then we're going to go ahead and get your meals made. So let me just pause here. I would go through each product. I like to do that for myself because I like to tell people, you know, what things are spicy, what things aren't, if they're going to use up other sauces, if things need to be refrigerated, all that kind of stuff. So that takes me a couple minutes. And then I'll say, so once I have everybody back, by the way, these colored buckets that you guys have here, they're for you to place your meals in, not dump your meals in, just place your meals in the bucket, okay? I've seen all kinds of crazy things in my 6 years with Wild Tree, so just place them in there. It frees your hands up to be able to measure things. The only other thing I'm going to say is when I go through the recipes here, it does start out with the things that you already have in your bag, then it gets into the Wild Tree products, and then there are a few things that are not in front of you that are in these little baggies here, so keep note of that. And guys, I don't care if you start with bag number 1, or if you start with bag number 10, or if you literally just grab a bag out and start, you know, assembling that bag. Unless, and this is very important, unless you are a personality that needs to start with bag number 1, you know who you are, please do. And I always get, you know, laughing from that. But in all honesty, I want people to start there if they need to start there. And then the only other thing I'm going to say tonight, and probably the most important thing I'm going to say tonight, is that this is not a race. If you are a competitive person, and I see we have a few in the room here today, keep your eyes on your own workstation. Somebody will finish first tonight. It may not be you, and it's okay. These meals are for you and your family, so go at the pace that you need to go to. And like I said, we'll have you out of here by midnight or so. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get our meals made, and then we'll check in at the end. So then I let them make their meals. I jump in with people. I have conversations. I kind of work my way around the room, especially if I heard something in that early on segment that made me think this woman needs to have her cup emptied. Then I kind of buddy up with her, help her make some meals, those types of things. Then when I have my first finisher, what I do at that point is I just gather everybody together and say, hey, everybody, we have our first finisher. And if that just stressed you out, again, I just want to say, keep your eyes on your own workstation. And again, everybody kind of laughs at that. But I do want to go through how the rest of this evening works. So since so many of you were new to WildTree, I do have WildTree catalogs for you. And you guys can certainly page through here. You can order all those things that you tasted tonight that you love so much. You can replenish the things that you've used up in your workshop kit. All those things are great. Inside the catalog, I have a couple things for you. The first thing is our customer special sheet. I love the way WildTree does this. When you spend $50 in WildTree groceries today, which you've already done, you can take advantage of these specials. So there's two of them here. The top one is called our Make Fresh Dinners bundle. This is great because it comes with recipes right to your email, just like your shopping list did for this. And those recipes will tell you exactly how to use these 7 WildTree products to make these recipes. So it's a great way to add additional variety to your dinner time repertoire. The bottom one here is our Salad Sensations bundle. If you love salads, this is going to give you a lot of great variety for salad dressings. Plus, there's other ways that you can use the products too. So you can take advantage of either one of these. It's like getting a 50% off coupon. Super awesome, right? Probably the most important thing for me, though, tonight is for you to fill out this customer survey. This customer survey tells me how I can better help you guys going forward. I don't want to call you guys if you don't ever want to be called and followed up with, okay? But I do typically check in with my customers, okay? So I just want to, take some time, fill that out. You can also write on the bottom here if there was anything that was unclear about this process, or maybe so there was a discrepancy in the paperwork or something like that. Write that down. You can also write things like Lisa thinks she's funny, but she's not, or she talks too much, or I say these things as a joke, but sometimes I get people that really do write things. So when you have the survey and the order form filled out, come grab me. I'm going to set up my office over here. I'll get you checked out. We'll get your orders placed. I'll get you your complete recipe packet back to you, and we'll get you on your way. Any questions? Perfect. And that's kind of how it goes. And then when I have people come to sit down with me, obviously I'm looking at their survey, but that's when I'm having that individual conversation with them. I'm starting with, the business opportunity. I usually ask them, when I went through that earlier, did you have any thoughts about that? And I have my 5 reasons that people join WildTree sitting up on the front of my binder. I have it sitting there, and I just kind of let people look at that too and say, these are 5 different reasons that people join WildTree. And I don't know if any of these appeal to you or not. And I just keep working on their order form while I'm doing that. So anyways, that's my demo. And I'm sorry it took me so long to get this to you guys. Talk to you later. Bye.